Okay, so you have this problem. It doesn't look like a difference of cubes. It's this problem. I didn't give you any roots. What do you need to do? First thing that you need to do is think P over Q. So what is P? What is it? 30. And what is Q? 1. So as soon as I see Q as 1, I know that once whatever I list as my possible roots. It's when Q is not 1 that you're going to have to worry. Okay, so here we go. Possible roots. So it's basically, I know that 30 over 1 is always going to be 30. I never have to worry about any fractions. So what are the factors of 30? Plus or minus 1. Remember, it's really important that you always put your plus or minus in front of it. What's the next one? 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15, and 30. Again, I just want to reiterate, the only reason I know that I can do this is because Q is 1. If Q was not 1, then I would literally have to go P, Q, and you guys, you know that there will probably be another video on that again if I give you another assignment. Okay, so now we're going to test. I'm going to start with positive 1. I'm just going to write f of 1 just because that's what I'm testing. Make sure you put parentheses around, especially in negative. It doesn't matter so much with positive numbers, but with negative numbers, you really need to use those parentheses. You guys remember, you need to test, so what I did is I just wrote the first 4 down. So now I'm going to use my calculator and I'm going to put them in and I'm going to see what my answers are. Remember, we're looking for an answer of 0. 0 tells us that number is a root. So we're going to go through these and we're going to look for the answers. And then we're going to see if one of these is one of our roots, okay? And if it becomes 0, then we're going to use synthetic division. So let's see how you guys do. Okay, so 1, I got 72, not 0. Negative 1 gave me 8, not 0. 2 gave me 140, not 0. But negative 2 gave me 0. Perfect. That means I know that negative 2 is a 0, okay? So in my final answer, I need to make sure negative 2 is there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use synthetic division to find out my next step. Okay, and since it's a cube, then my next one is a quadratic, and I know I can either factor it or use the quadratic formula. So I have 1, 10, 31, and 30. I bring down the 1. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. 10 plus negative 2 is 8. Negative 2 times 8 is negative 16. 31 minus 16 is 15. Negative 2 times 15 is negative 30 and 0, which we knew that should be 0 because we already did it, right? So now I'm going to rewrite this. So this is what we call a compressed quadratic or a compressed polynomial function. It means we already had one, we made it smaller. Now, can I factor 15? So right here, this is where you get to make the choice. Are you going to use the quadratic formula or are you going to factor? Remember, quadratic formula always works to find the roots. It's really up to you. So what are two numbers that you can multiply to get 15? So are there numbers that you can multiply to get 15 that add up to positive 8? Well, 1 and 15, 3 and 5. Do any of those add up to 8? 3 and 5. So that means it's factorable. And then my roots are zeros, however you want to call them. So I know negative 2 was 1 because I tested negative 2. So what is this root? X plus 3 is a factor. What's the root? Negative 3. X plus 5 is the factor. What is the root? So again, you guys, I have 3 roots. My exponent is 3. So this is my final answer. I just found all my roots. You guys, if this is not factorable, then you're going to have to use the quadratic equation. I do believe that there's one that you're going to have to use. Okay? So probably tomorrow when you open Schoology, there'll probably be a question, something where I just need you to do one of these, okay? So are we good with that? I hope you're good with that at home.